Okay, we're down here today. It is freezing cold. It's been -5, -8, 9, 10 degrees this week. Not even kidding. I don't know why it's so cold. It also snowed in Florida this week. I'm not in Florida, but that's just how crazy the weather's been just all across the US. But I've got that heater blasting, working, working. It's working its tail off. And yeah, I guess, one way to start getting warm is to start moving and start working. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've got everything turned on here, ready to get some things going. I was waiting on Paul for this current airbag. He said he was going to hook me up for about $300 for a used one. It sounds like that deal fell through. I got mine for $500. I was going to return it. It's right here. But for the sake of momentum and to keep this thing moving, I'm just going to install this one. It sucks, but I don't have enough time to work on this as it is. And I'd rather, spend a little bit more money and get this thing done sooner than have it continue to sit here. But anyways, so today I'm going to install the airbag. I'm also going to remove the airbag module, which is going to be found right underneath this dash. I wish, or the center console, excuse me. I kind of wish I'd done that when I'd taken out the dash last week. But I didn't, because I didn't know it was there. But now I do. But it seems like a relatively easy job. So let's get this shit done.
So this was the first day that I felt like I was really getting into new territory, exploring the subject that I really had no experience with before. There's not a lot of overlap between software and rebuilding a car, but this is something I've wanted to experience for a very long time. And this was the first day that I felt like I was really doing it. I was moving beyond my comfort zone, my knowledge base, and moving towards a dream that I've always had. So, yeah, this was great.
Should probably make sure the battery's unplugged. Should be, but let's take a quick peek. We're good. Oh, come on. Clip. Boom. Okay. Easy.
It really is easy, but make sure you do your due diligence. Learn as much about the car you're working on as possible. It's airbag systems, it's airbag modules, and all the different things that go into making it work. It's not as simple as just replacing the airbag. You got to make sure that all of the other components related to that system are changed out too. Different cars require different complexity, and we got to remember people's lives are on the line. Be conscientious, do it right, take your time, but enjoy the process and rest assured that you did do it right.
That was a little difficult because this piece right here has this shitty washer on it that kind of keeps this bolt in place even as you unscrew it. But at the same time, you have got to get this little clip into its hole, and you can't really get it into that hole unless there's some wiggle room between this and this. So I had to go get this nut or get this bolt off of this little thing right here just to give us some room to push it in. But done. Got it. Easy. Momentum. It's too bad those other pieces that came off here are one-time use. At least I think. Where did I put those? Yeah, I'm looking at these. Not so sure that these are repairable. I mean, not that they have to be like repaired, but they're bent. Like when the airbag went off, see this crease right here? Kind of airbag deployed, came out from underneath here, creased this. I wonder if this could just bend back though. I don't really need it to, it's not like it's terribly functional. You can kind of see the crease on the other side. I don't want to bend it too much. It's kind of cracking it a little. Maybe I can heat it up. Okay, I think this is gonna work. Part of the haul I got over at Chris's was this heat gun. He said he thought it worked. So if this works, I think we're gonna be able to repair these things. I hate using the word repair because it's not like they're destroyed or anything, but they're a little out of sorts. I should tape this.
These are some of my favorite moments in life where I get to use my ingenuity to fix something that really doesn't necessarily need to be totally replaced. I get to save a few bucks. I get to push myself to think outside of the box. And hopefully at the end, I get a product that works just the way it should.
This is before. It's kind of what that other one looked like. Oh, look. Yeah. This one's pretty much the same. Not even holding it. Check that out. Oh, it's good as new. Oh, that feels good. It's so cold in here. Dude. Hell yeah. Let's try and put these bad boys on.
Certainly seemed like everything was coming together, at least with this first one. But after we got this second back piece in, it was clear that we needed to take this back to the heat gun and get them reworked a little bit. It was really tricky to get it to line up to factory, and still very curious how they did that.
I think we got it right where we want it. Okay. Round two. Okay. Yes. Much more snug. I love it. I'm comfortable with that. Okay. This is what I was talking about before, this gap right here. On the other side, it seems like, it seems so tight. Like, it seems like this and that are actually connected from the factory, but I don't think that's the case at all. I think it just happens to be like kind of pressure fitted in. So you kind of have to, so it's like it was designed to be like the overly radius, so then when you put it in, kind of pressured back. Does that make sense? That's my expert analysis. I wouldn't say it's quite like the other side, but that's damn good. And honestly, it may not even be this thing. It may be a problem from this side. Hard to say. Honestly, leave it out in the sun a little while during the summer. I think we'll be okay. I think these things will find their natural shape. I'm gonna tell myself that for now anyway. Okay. Oh. All right, now we need to get this airbag module out of here. This will be interesting. First, I gotta open that one. And then there's one right there as well. I've gotta do that on each side. And from what I know, well, from what I've seen, it's right underneath here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so this is what I used to get in there. That was actually, came right out of my $15 Amazon kit for clips. The only reason it scratched or anything is because I was sloppy. Let's see if we can do this back here. Probably don't want to go dead center on things when you're doing this. You hit these clips. So maybe go off to the side as opposed to right there. But you guys probably know that. You're a lot smarter than I am. Let's go to the next side. A little bit darker over here. Let's see if we can follow my instructions. Yeah, there we go. Off to the center a little bit. Boom. Easy. Found a pencil. That's a win. I'm gonna do this bolt and the one on the other side first. It would be nice if we could just undo these and lift it up enough to get into the module without having to do the front ones. But we'll see. I'm not hopeful. What is this? 7 millimeter. It's not going to give us quite what we need, so let's undo the front ones. Hopefully, I think that's it. If that is, no big deal. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty much it. I think that handle up there on the console is in my way though. So let's get that thing off. Oh yeah. I don't know what that was. Oh, there she is. So apparently you snap these down. One. Huh. 2. There's gotta be more than this. Okay, 1. It's out. Oh, God. Oh, come on! Oh, I can feel it coming. It's just kind of, there's just so many wires behind it that it's almost stopping itself. There. Okay. Now. Oh, fuck. Looks like a pain in the ass. Okay. Well, this thing looks like it's attached to that thing. Okay. There's a couple bolts in there. They look about 10 millimeter. I don't really see another way to get this thing off. I also don't think I've got a ratchet that'll reach that. Okay, if you don't have a ratchet that can fit back there to get those long screws, I think I may have found a cheat code. Okay, let's take a look. If we could move this, then we could get in there. And it looks like this only has a 10 millimeter right down there. And I'm assuming it's the same thing on the other side. So if we could take that off, then we can remove this cover. Then we could get to this bad boy. So I'm gonna do that. May actually be, let's see. 8mm. Okay, we got our airbag module. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but really only because I didn't have the right tools. For anybody else who has the right tools, it's super simple. I'm gonna send this into a person, actually a company that goes and like resets these. They'll hook them into their computer to a bunch of codes, maybe even taking them apart, and then they'll send it back to me within like 24 hours. I think it's about $70 to get that done. There's probably cheaper places. I think it's called My Airbags. That's what was recommended to me. So I'm going to send this there this week, get this reset, and I'm going to go ahead and put it back in. So, yeah, easy. Well, got a little extra time. So I'm going to take this thing off. Start with this, obviously. I really wanted to avoid that, but I figured we might as well start taking a look at it. This is so cringe. Watching these videos that I filmed 6 months ago is almost unbearable. Anyways, fact of the matter is, I had to stop working that day. I came back Sunday, and here's the rest of that weekend. Okay, we're back again. And I don't know if I need to keep saying that for every single time I come here to work on this, because maybe that's redundant and annoying. Maybe you just want one continuous flow. I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out as we go. Today we're gonna work on replacing the seatbelts. I just got those in. I'm also thinking that I might be able to go and instead of replacing this whole section or even the whole seat itself, I've seen people go replace this airbag right here and then sew this up. I've got an upholsterer who I think could do this job. So I think after I'm done doing the seatbelts, I'm gonna go take this. I'm gonna take the seat apart, see if I can get this off the cushion, and then I'm gonna bring it to my upholsterer. Probably not today, and just see if it's something they can take care of. But I think that'll be good. I just picked up a fresh tire. By fresh, I mean all of these were 6/32 all the way around. I wanted to make sure I get a tire that matched. I really didn't want to replace all the tires just because one popped, especially because I'm just selling this vehicle. That being said, I do want to improve it, make it cool, do everything I can to make this the best vehicle possible for somebody, within reason. And I don't think replacing all the tires should be on me personally. So I've got a tire to match, excited about that. That costs about $75 used on eBay. You can get used tires on eBay, pretty much any height of the tire that you're looking for. Depends on the tires you're looking for, but that's a great little hack right there. And then I got it mounted for $20. I also picked up a new bumper. I realized after I purchased it that it is a plastic bumper. Looks virtually the same as the original bumper, but I don't really think I like that. So, like I said, I want to do as much as possible to make this look cool, appealing, and one of those things that, I think does that is the bumper. So I might upgrade that bumper to a modular bumper. I saved some money by getting this one, but after realizing it's plastic, it makes me realize why I saved money. So, might have been a mistake. That's okay. Then let's see, this morning I went and I picked up our new grill. Got that for $100 on Marketplace. Ooh, baby. The color's not like, see the color differential? It'll be curious to see how that plays out. You know, I did want this truck to be kind of like more blacked out than anything, but that actually might be a nice accent, and we'll be able to tell, you know, once we get this thing all settled. I think part of my project today, I'm going to start taking this apart and get it off of here. And I think there are some spot welds that I'm gonna have to take care of. And I think that really just consists of me drilling them out and getting them prepped to be re-welded. It's not spot welded, but an alternative that we can do here. But anyways, here we go.
I gotta say, if you made it this far in the video and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? We've got a lot of amazing content scheduled for the end of summer, fall. Right now, we're working on this whole backlog of content from these Broncos that we started building at the beginning of the year, and it just gets better from here. We've got a team now, and we've made a lot of progress, and we cannot wait to show it to you. And like I said earlier, I'm cringing watching these videos, and I think every time I watch any video, my goal is to cringe because I'm doing so much better, or we as a team are doing so much better now than we were 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago, 6 days ago. And yeah, always trying to improve. So thanks for joining me. This was a heck of a journey. These seats were the absolute bane of me. I will tell you what, trying to get the upholstery off some of these seats, specifically the Bronco seats, it's terrible. And getting them on is a whole lot worse. Those hog clips, they're no joke. But this was a great day, long day. Getting these spot welds done was so arduous, but we figured it out.
It's officially been a 12-hour day. I made a complete mess. We got this done. We got this upper rail assembly out, otherwise known as the apron. We got it out of here, which is awesome. That was just clearing a bunch of spot welds. That was not awesome. I would have filmed that, but that literally took me way too long. And 2 trips to the store, but we got it out, getting it in. So excited for that. We've got our seat out. We're gonna get it upholstered. We've got our seatbelts in. We're looking pretty good. I'm picking up this part in a few days. I'm gonna lay this out, get it bolted on, get it up here. Once we get that done, we're pretty much smooth sailing and off to the races. But holy shit, that sucked. Not much to see, just me being in agony. Broke probably 10 drill bits. I got the best method now, but it's pure chaos in here. And I think before I go, I'm gonna get this cleaned up and get organized. So here we go.